And now moving on to mission and vision statements of Chicago State. And so the book describes what a mission statement should be, and it should say what is our business. It should be like the statement or the purpose or philosophy of it. And so we're just gonna dissect the mission statement of Chicago State. And so I'm gonna read it here. It says, Chicago State University is a public comprehensive university that provides access to higher education for students of diverse backgrounds and educational needs. The university fosters the intellectual development and success of its student population through a rigorous, positive, and transformative educational experience. That's a very long sentence. CSU is committed to teaching, research, service, and community development, including social justice, leadership, and entrepreneurship. And so, according to the characteristics of what a mission statement should have that is described in the book, it is broad in scope, Chicago State's, which is a good thing. And also, it's less than 150 words. It actually turns out to be 59 words, which is good. And then, inspiring. I would say it would be inspiring when it mentions how it will foster the intellectual development of success and of its students' population through a rigorous, positive, and transformative educational experience. I think that sentence is pretty inspiring. And for social commitments, when it mentions CSU is committed to teaching, research, service, and community development, including social justice, see, it has social in there. Social justice, leadership, and entrepreneurship. So I think that only makes sense. And then as far as the environment, I would say that the environment is the public, just the general public, or maybe locally. It says that in the first sentence, it says Chicago State is a public comprehensive university, and so on and so forth. And then lastly, for reconciliatory and endurance or enduration, it doesn't really touch upon that. It just mainly talks about what it's committed to and what the university provides. And then there's also 9 components of a mission statement that makes it greatly effective. And so they are as follows. It starts with customers, products, services, markets, tech, survival, growth, and profitability, philosophy, self-concept, public image, and employees. I know that seems like more than 9, but they're all bunched up into 9 components. And so I'm going to dissect this again with these 9 components mentioned. And so it describes the customers and the mission statement as the students, obviously. And then the products and services that it provides would be education. And then the university identifies its market as the general public. It doesn't say, students according to this demographic or, any like local neighborhood or anything, or even the South Side. And the mission statement does not declare how technology would be used, and it kind of shows because the technology at the school is very outdated. It also doesn't address the concern for survival, growth, and profitability either, which I think are very just as important as the other components that they actually did have. Because if they did, I would think that the university would be thriving. Also, it vaguely specifies the philosophy in the sentence where it says the university fosters the intellectual development and success of its student population through rigorous, positive, and transformative educational experiences. So, yeah, and then the mission statement also doesn't address the self-concept of the university and the concern for the public image. And obviously in the first case abstract I mentioned, I it was several headlines where it just doesn't seem like they cared too much, because if they did, they would make sure that these problems wouldn't happen, so they wouldn't get such a bad name when they make headlines. And also, I'm going to touch upon the vision statement. I'm going to read that as well. And it starts, Chicago State University will be recognized for innovations in teaching and research and in promoting ethical leadership, entrepreneurship, and social and environmental justice. We will embrace, engage, educate, and empower our students and community to transform lives locally. And so the vision statement answers the question of what an organization wants to become. Like, what is the direction? Where do we see our company headed? I mean, currently is important, but also, like, what do we want to grow into? What are we about? And so, like, with this vision statement, it's quite simple. It's like the mission statement, and I feel like they should have put more effort into being more specific, and like it mentions like how it will transform lives locally and empower students, but it doesn't say how. It doesn't say how through the education. So yeah, it just needs to expand upon more about what the business wants to become, because all it says is what it'll be recognized for and what it will embrace, but like, what is